Hello viewers, tonight's little demo is can you use your Casio CTX as a master controller? Out of the box, no, you can't, because Casio didn't put 5-pin DIN MIDI on it, but it has USB MIDI. So that means that unfortunately you gotta use one of them computer. Any DAW will work, any free one, because basically you're just going to use it for routing. So first, how do you hook it up? Well, you grab one of these, which is a standard USB printer cable, and you plug it in the back of the Casio, and you can see it back there. It's right here, and then you plug it in your computer, which is right here. Then you turn the Casio on, and Windows should come up and say it's setting up a device. You can see it there, I think. So it set up the device. It still says it's setting up. Okay, it's set up, so you got it. It's set up and ready to go. Yippee. Okay. Alright. I wanted to show you that. Okay. Also, what I want to show you is when you're using it as a controller, you want to turn local off. Now to do that, you go to the function button. I don't know if you can see that or not. The function button, and then you use the right arrow until you see MIDI, and then you go to enter the MIDI, and then you use the arrow button. See where it says on local? Well, you want to shut that off. Okay. And what that does is that disconnects from you playing the actual keys on the keyboard and it making the sounds. So we will go to our exit button, and you can see it or not. Basically exit, and you're back to the main menu. Okay, so it is set up now to be a master controller, and I'm going to control the SO3 and the Core X5000 with it. But the first thing you have to do is you have to launch your DAW software, whatever you may be using. I'm going to file new normal. File new. Okay, so there is, you see on the top it has a audio track and a MIDI track. Now you need to go into your preferences and your MIDI devices, and on the inputs you see the Delta 8D MIDI, which is the built-in MIDI card, but we're not going to use that for input. Okay, but we want to use the Casio USB MIDI for an input. And then for the output, if you want to play back to Casio, you would check this. But if you're going to go to other synths, you would check that. Click apply and close. So you come up here to MIDI, and it's going to come in Omni, and it's going to go out to the built-in card, which goes into my MIDI splitter down there, which then will feed any of these keyboards back here. So I'm going to go line in. I got my mic on, and we will do a little demo. Okay, get back in the. Okay, I'm back. Alrighty. Ow! This plastic runner I got, that's gonna make me fall yet. So both those volumes are down. This volume is up because I'm using the mic in so I can use my microphone. So, and we have nothing. And we bring up the SO3. Now, depending how you have your MIDI set up, this goes through the computer and comes back out of a different interface, which goes in the MIDI through box. So any of the synths in the back of the studio, I can now play from this. Turn you down and bring the X5D up. Why don't we go for a layer? Let's see here. Let's go up to. Alright, that's the X5D. And this is the SO3, and we should get a later now. Now, you know, your controllers will work too. Here's a sustain pedal. Cool, huh? So what else can you do? Well, you can assign different channels on the synths so that you can push it out on channel 1 and say you will get this one. And you can push it out on channel 2, you can get that one. And if you got more, you can send them on their own channels, and you can basically compose a song using multiple synths or keyboards, whatever you would like to call them. Now let's try something interesting. I don't know, I might have to send a general MIDI, there we go, CTX to these, so throw them in the general MIDI mode, open, and then boom. Okay, so now they're actually in general MIDI mode. So we got two pianos. Okay, why would you want to do that? Well, I don't know if this is going to work. It usually does, so. I'm going to pick a rhythm. Let's see here. That works. And we're going to go to. Let's play back to drums first. Okay, not working, is it? No. And the reason it's not working is because it's sending it out on channel 10, but these are receiving on channel 1. That's why you didn't get the drum part. So I'm going to exit this doll and go ahead and do a different one. That I have a template made for okay. Okay. If I can find it. Oh. Casio template. And what this is going to do, it's going to load all I assigned 16 mini tracks to different channels. So it should, nope, I guess I got to go in and assign what's going where. Go edit preferences again, input devices. We're going to come in the Casio and go out on the built-in MIDI interface in. So, okay, it's playing because I can see the lights. Why I'm not getting any volume? And they're both in general MIDI. That's interesting. Let's see here. Oh, I have to do this. Oop, I know why. Hold on a sec. Total accompaniment. Synchro start. Okay, it is not going on. I'm going to bring the tempo down. Now this is actually playing the Korg X5D. Stop that. Go to one that actually has a drum part. Okay. And go to synchro start and intro and there's your drums. SO3 can be a snit trying to get it into general MIDI. Oh, I know what I did wrong. Okay. I forgot to put it in multi-mode. So I got to resend. Well, this one you think you got everything good. Okay. Open the general MIDI system, CT-X, and then send it, send all. Bow. Now, you never know. Now, okay. Okay, now this is going to be the SO3, and we'll do the same thing. Synchro start with an intro and bring up the X5D. Cool, huh? I always wonder why arrangers did that when you don't have them actually for synchro start. It plays out all kind of notes and now I could set, if I wanted to go into the synth menu, I could assign whatever's come through on channel 1, which would be your right hand, to whatever I want. And I'm pretty sure if I do it here, I go to tone and I push something like that, it's gonna actually did it. An organ, I selected, that's right, we're in general MIDI mode, so I selected an organ. And that's the X5D. And that is the... So let's go back and let's select a grand piano. That's the X5D, and this is the SO3. That's weird, huh? I always wonder why they did that. Anyway, let's see what rhythm we got. A 6/8 ballad. So synchro start. We'll do the intro and. Since this is getting no output at all, it's just input, I can actually go into my preferences, ba-boom, and select the Casio USB MIDI too. Apply and OK. Now, we'll get all 3 gear words. So let's synchro start intro and. turn this down and this down, we should get this. Oh no, it's not working. For some reason. Oh, I know why. I have to, ow! I actually have to go here and select the track so it'll play through. And it just made a liar out of me. Oh no, oh no. That's interesting, huh? Oh, I see why. We need to put this to the Casio. Now see, you don't get this anymore. Strange, huh? So, let's put this back to the actual card input, which we have this, and we have this. Still hearing a little bit of, turn the volume down a little bit more, and that's the best I can do, guys. Crack. You hear that crack? Some days it don't pay to get out of bed, does it? I'll turn it a little part. Okay. Anyway, so can you use your Casio as a master controller? Obviously, yes. The reason I threw it in general MIDI was because I wanted to show you that even the accompaniment section will go out over MIDI. You have to enable that in your menu. But yeah, you can use this without any sound output and drive, if you feel you have a better sounding synth that will play this back, you can use it. Let's see what else we got here in rhythms. Piano 6-beat, whatever that is. Then we can start intro and. I don't know if I'm in users or not, so I'm going to push a rhythm button and see if it'll say, okay, I'm in users. Okay. So I can start intro, and if you notice when I'm pushing the buttons, you see the lights flash because it's sending MIDI data when I do that. I'm half deaf, so. Okay, we're going to try this one again. Okay, we have a complement on. We're going to send it for synchro start. And if you watch, you saw the light, and you can't see it up there, or maybe you can. I can't see the. One thing about this Q24N, you can't see what you're actually filming because, well, Casio was cheap on DINs, and Zoom was cheap on having like a slide out. So we're going to do the intro, and
sheets together, you get a C8, which gives you a different filling. Now I just put a little bit more aggressive thing in. Now this is all cord. Now, I'm not playing back anything in the doll. I'm just using it for routing. And I can barely hear this. Let me see if I can turn the earphones up anymore. I have tinnitus, and tonight it is ranging. Turn this up a little bit. Maybe that'll help. Uh-oh. We'll probably get some snap, crackle, pops. The difference in General MIDI pianos that they have programmed in this. Now, it's on channel 1. Out. Oh, I did it again. Let's put this out on the Casio. So the Casio is going to receive channel 1. And we will bring the volume down just to show you. And we bring these up. It won't be playing it because I have it routed back to the Casio. This is why you want to shut local off, because if you don't shut local off, you'll get note doubling. Just a Casio. On channel 1, the rest of the channels would actually go out over. Okay, now we got these two guys, girls, whatever. Now this one, and I will turn both these volumes down. Nothing, because I routed it out of here through the doll into these two. So this will be the SO3 piano. And then this will be the XYD piano. Now with the doll, you can actually, I have a template up that basically lets me, I made a template with 16 channels that, so when I'm coming out of the Casio, it splits all the MIDI channels onto its own track. So basically you can pick and choose. You can have some of it coming out to this keyboard, some coming out to that, some coming out the Casio if you want to. So, but can you use it as a master controller? Well, obviously, yeah. That's so weird, huh? One thing I did notice on that, when you do this, you get a fair amount of latency from the time, routing back to the Casio, or routing to the other keyboards on the accompaniment section. Why? It doesn't, you might not be able to pick it up on the video, but by playing it I can tell you. Right hand note. Let's see if I bring this down an octave, if these will follow. Yep. One of my biggest gripes about 61 key arrangers is you lose this, and so middle C is here, and it kind of, you can change the split point to keep the accompaniment down a little bit, but it makes it a little harder. So sometimes you have the transpose, and I think that transposes only the right hand. Let's see what happens. Let's go to a different one. Ballad 02. I have no idea what that is. Try it. Now let's say I wanted to, let's go with organ. Now these should both be organs. The X5D is, and so is the Yamaha. And Casio gives you this goofy vibrato button. I guess you could buy their pedal that would do that too, but that's kind of useless. So we should do with it, truthfully. I mean, you're trying to play in like, what are you supposed to do? Use your elbow or something? I don't know. So synchro start intro. I'm gonna shut the one off. So. Now, both these synths would be on channel 1, and this is going to output on channel 1, although you can go to the menu and change it. I'm going to go back to regular patches. Okay, and I'm going to pull up. I'll go back to programs, and yeah, that's what I wanted. Piano string layer. And I can bring the octave back up. So middle C and middle C. Well, I think you get the idea. Here was our piano. There was our strings. The benefit of using a computer is you can set a template so that it separates all the 16 channels on the Casio on the input. If it had regular 5-pin DIN MIDI, you wouldn't need a computer. You could actually just go out to any keyboards that had a 5-pin DIN MIDI in. So it's a little brief. Probably went longer than I wanted it to, but I've been meaning to show this, and that's the first chance I had to get to it. So that's it for today, and I'll catch you in the next one. All right, bye-bye.